Morning, everyone. Happy Labor Day. Um, that means that a lot of us are off here in the States. I'm off. Not because I usually get it off, it's only because I kind of got upset the other day at work and I was like, I'm taking Monday off. So I took Monday off and I'm here, which that means I have an extra day of stitching, which I ain't complaining. But I decided to record today aside from my normal scheduled uploads, which are usually Sundays. After today, I'll go back to uploading on Sundays, but I figured I have an extra day to stitch. Why not just wait until Monday to give all of my friends updates? So, we're here. But yeah, so I started stitching a little bit on Friday when I got home, not a lot. And then okay, guys, I technically had a 24 hours of cross stitch or a stitching marathon all by myself. And I did nothing all weekend. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do anything today. I'm probably gonna continue stitching because who cares? And I can probably dive deeper into that. Maybe in this video. We'll see how it goes. I usually like to make my videos quick and try not to ramble unless I'm doing a stitch with me, but we'll see how that goes. And perhaps we can chit chat a little bit. But yeah, so I started stitching on Friday a little bit, and then on Saturday, I'm not sure if I just mentioned this because I had to start recording all over again. On Saturday, I woke up at like 8 o'clock, I want to say 7:45, 8 o'clock, and I started stitching all day, all the way until like 3 a.m. Sunday morning. Went to sleep, woke up at like 6:37 a.m. and then continue stitching all the way, I want to say till like 7:30 p.m. depending on whatever time Michelle from Michelle Bendy Stitchy did her live. So I think that was like 7:30, and I just stitched all day, and I mindlessly stitched, so I really wasn't stitching with a mission. I was just going with the flow. And yeah, like I literally stitched, I would say maybe 24 hours, more than 24 hours, who knows at this point. But after Michelle's live, I zonked out. I was just like, I can stitch more, but we'll go into this. I can stitch more, but I was just like, I'm wearing myself out. And the reason why I say that is because I never really realized that when you put yourself, well, I love to meditate, yoga, and do a lot of things. Although I haven't doing a lot of yoga. Usually I do hot yoga, but because all the gyms are closed, can't do it. So I haven't done it in a few months. So I started stitching on Saturday early in the morning, and usually I'll wake up on the weekends earlier than my boyfriend. Hence why I'm recording now. It's 8:15. Hence why I'm recording now. But I start stitching right away. So I sometimes like to stitch in silence, and then sometimes I like to stitch with company. So I catch up on everyone. I catch up on whoever has posted anything over the week that I may have missed, and then I just go down the rabbit hole of Flosstube or any squirrel word that comes up to my head, and I just start looking at all these different things. That being said, this weekend, I don't know, like a lot of things from the past kept on coming up, and I kept on like thinking about it. So I was just like really meditating, and for myself, and what I'm gonna do, before I forget, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put, if you don't care about my speech, or if you're just here for the stitching updates, I'll put it below on the show notes, on the notes where I start talking about stitching and stop talking about my ramble. But yeah, like a lot of things started coming up. I started like reflecting on my past year of life, my past years, and a lot of things do come up. And then while I was thinking about that, I thought about a patient that I had when I was finishing my master's program, and it kind of just really started like, I don't want to say like spiraling out of control, but it really just started putting things into perspective about mental health and about support systems and about, really, I want to just say maybe perhaps a support system. And, like a lot of people out there, some of us live alone, some of us live with family, some of us live accompanied, and perhaps maybe that company isn't the best company for you and things like that. So it really just started reflecting, like it just really started like, I don't know, getting the wheels turning and really reflecting on the past few years and accomplishments and non-accomplishments and just kind of like real life problems. And I don't know, like it's been interesting because, as all of us, we've all been quarantined for months, weeks, depending on where we're at, also depending on, like our I don't want to say like day-to-day patterns, sources, resources, I'm not sure, but you guys know what I mean. So I really just started like reflecting and really, in a way, kind of understanding. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but really like understanding other people's like perspective. And it's really interesting because we don't, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's really, to me, I found it really interesting to see that something as simple as cross stitch is such an outlet for a lot of us. I mean, it's an outlet for me. Like, trust me, I was questioning all my life decisions while I was sewing in the past 24 hours, stitching in the past 24 hours. So it really put things into perspective, and especially just thinking about the world of cross stitch, like this platform, Flosstube, like the community that everyone has. I mean, I'm fairly new to this community, but I'm getting acclimated to the waters, and I really am grateful to have found this outlet, or like resurfaced this outlet, because you're not really alone. If you're really not alone, and you kind of get updates from everyone's day-to-day life and things like that. So it's very humbling. It's a humbling experience, to be here speaking to you guys, but also really hearing everyone's life, or everyone's point of view, or things that people come here and talk about, and for me, I have specific people that I watch or like listen to on specific days, and it's very like interesting, even like thinking about uploading patterns, uploading patterns. I'm not talking about stitching patterns, I'm talking about uploading schedules. Because for me, like, I know on Mondays I'm gonna watch this person. I know on Tuesdays this person technically sometimes uploads, so I'll watch it on those days. So it's very like interesting to even like weave that in to my day-to-day life, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys day-to-day life. So I don't know, it's very, to me, it's reflecting on the past 24 hours have been a much needed time of reflection, but b also humbling, because I have the privilege, and I'll say it's a privilege, I have the privilege of being surrounded so many nice people, so many great souls, and I'm grateful for that. So that being said, I'm going into 10 minutes, but that being said, I'm grateful for each and every single one of you who watch in the what's the word, in the back end, but also, you know, like, are very vocal that they're watching and things like that. So it's very, you know, like, humbling, and I'm very grateful to have everyone here. And I mean, for myself, like, I did a whole bunch of reflecting, probably a little bit too much, maybe not, I don't know, but you know, for myself, I'm no professional, but the only I'm no mental health professional, but the only thing that I do say is, if anyone needs anything, needs a chit chat, wants to bounce off ideas, or just wants to ramble, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here. I'm on Instagram. You can even have my cell number and you can text me, but trust me, I answer pretty much quickly on my Instagram, unless I'm deeply reflecting on my life decisions. But yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. These past 24 hours I've been watching a lot of Kokohama's stitchery, and she does talk about, you know, reaching out and things like that. So I think, you know, if you're one of them that really needs an outlet and needs to just vent or whatever, I think, you know, we should all take advantage of those olive branches. I don't know, whatever the word is, of those open doors. So let's create new relationships. That being said, I'll stop rambling. I'll stop fidgeting with this, because that's what I've been doing this whole time, because it wasn't a structure. It's not, this ramble for the past 12 13 minutes hasn't been structured, and I'm very structurable. Just made that up, but you know what I mean. But yeah, as I mentioned, I've been stitching for the past 24 hours. Took a break last night, but I am excited because I decided to stitch this. Started stitching it for Sampler September, and I don't know, like, I'm very obsessed with modern folk embroidery. I never really had a pattern from him, but this is my first one. It's pretty. And that being said, I mentioned that I was going to use this fabric. It's a 32 Monaco. No, 32 Lugano. See, I already forgot. See, this is how unstructured I am today. 32 Lugano, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself down here. And it's my first time using a non-plain fabric. Let's call it that way. It's my first time using a non-plain fabric. That being said, nothing outside of, and what I say non-plain fabric is non-oatmeal, creams, whites, whatever. I usually stitch on white, creams, and oatmeals. When I'm categorizing non-colored or colored or exciting fabric, let's call it that, exciting fabric, I mean colorfuls like blues, pinks, rainbow, pretty beautiful dyed speckles. It's my first time, so I wanted to try it, so I decided to try it with those. So enough with the suspense. This is where I'm at. I started, I'll put here on, I'll stay off to the side a little bit. So I'll put here when starting from the first day, because I didn't get a lot of stitching done in the middle of the week. I did start on September 1st or possibly September 2nd. I'll include the info here. I think I did like 3 baby stitches, and then I did a quick Instagram video because I got excited, and then I did a stitch with me yesterday, and then now I'm here today. So I'll show you where I started and then how much work I got done over the last 24 hours marathon that I did by myself, reflecting on my life. And then here is where I is. Here's where I am. First off, we'll keep it right here. I am obsessed. I'm so obsessed that I keep on petting this, and I keep on going like this. Like, I mean, I'm not sure if this is weird, but for me, because I use my hands a lot, both in acupuncture, my previous life, jewelry, I like my finger pads are very, very sensitive, so I feel everything, especially when working on patients. Like, I don't know, like, I also feel like in school they trained us to, even if you're palpating, that's what we call, if you're feeling someone's skin, you can kind of feel the lumps if they have lumps, but you can kind of go like that, and it's pretty lightly, and I pretty much can feel pretty much everything. I can't feel your soul, but I can feel pretty much a lot. I can feel your pulse, and I can tell if it's what the pattern is. I won't dive into that, but as I pet this, I can feel just the stitches, and I I'll sit here and pet it for a little bit. But yeah, I will say there's two issues with this. This little buddy right here, I believe, is a stitch 2 up. And I didn't realize until I started stitching this one. So what does that mean? I need to make a decision. If I want a frog, or if I leave it alone. Can you guys tell? And I was so proud of it because I was like, I have no mistakes. Anytime I had to frog, I went back and frogged. Although it's annoying because this is 1/1 on 32 count, I went back and frogged. That's how much I love this situation here. I would go back and frog. But frogging ain't nothing until you gotta frog a whole freaking motif. Can I say freaking? And I can't say that word. but a whole motif. So I gotta make a decision. Well, actually, it's two motifs. So I gotta make a decision if I want to scooch down and possibly scooch over, but I think it's just scooching down to one. And that means scooching this one down to one, because I was going by this measurement of this little leaf. But yeah, I'm gonna do it closer so you can see where I'm at. And I made another slight boo-boo, and that's when I put it down last night. Here. So I may frog that. Whoa, I am gonna frog it. It's not that I am gonna frog this little situation here, right there. But this one is questionable, and this one. But let me know what you guys think. Everything else is correct, no issues, and it's all 1/1. So technically, I want to say first page. Yeah, I think that's the first page. First page, second page, and I think I have another page to include for the width, which that means I got a lot of fabric left. But that's what I've been working all weekend. So I have this done. Look at me being all weird. So I have that much done, and I don't know if I got a lot of progress done, because I was also watching Flosstube, and then every single time someone was like, oh, then you should check this person out, and then you should, well, actually the majority of the channels that I was watching was Rocio from Cocohama's Stitchery, because earlier this week, for some reason, she said something, and she was referencing to one of her previous videos, and I'm like, wait, what? I don't remember what you're talking about. So I went back, and then I noticed that I missed a whole bunch of videos. So I went all the way back, like to the first video. I went to the first video, and then I just kept on going. Spoiler alert, she hit me when she was talking about how she got gazpacho. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a feature about him that I was just like, when she said that, I was just like, oh no, I would have had to fight someone there. I'm not gonna tell you her story, but I think you should go and check it out. But yeah, I amongst from reflecting on my life decisions and everything that has transpired, I was ready to fight somebody because of her videos. So yeah, but yeah, so I had to go back, and I don't know, like, I don't know if I got a lot of stitching done, a little bit of stitching done, I don't know, but I've been stitching mindlessly to this situation. I will say this Blackos of Black took forever. It took forever. I don't know why, but it took forever. It should have never taken as long as it did, but it did. If anyone has done a Secret Sky, let me know, how does that work? Also, talking about that, I purchased the paper pattern. although I do love digital copies, I purchased the paper one, and I don't have pattern keeper or anything like that, but I was just like, oh, I don't know how far I am. Then I was just like, well, do I want to know how many stitches I left? Do I not want to know? Is it too late? I don't know. But if anyone has the breakdown of how many stitches, at least per page, are, I will greatly appreciate it if you let me know, because at least I know per page versus per situation, per motif, how many I'm pretty much done. And percentage wise, I don't know, but I'm guessing it looks like I'll possibly be doing a page per weekend. I'm not sure, because I dropped everything else. I haven't touched anything aside from this, so I'm not sure what anything else is gonna look like. And I don't know, that also kind of makes me think about when Rocio was like, or maybe it wasn't Michelle, somebody, I've been watching so many people, somebody was like, oh, you get, no, I think it was Rocio, that you get like stitching guilt on all your other pieces. And I think I'm gonna start getting that. But this black, I'll show it one more time. This black is, I mean, can I say sexy? Sophisticated. I'll say sophisticated, but you know what I mean. This black is sophisticated AF. I love it. And then I was questioning my decision when I was doing this motif because of the speckles. And I was like, oh my god, all the black is gonna get lost. But, and also because I'm like stitching like this, just kidding, because you're looking at it, and when you look back, it's not that bad, right? What do you guys think? Let me know. I'll stop showing that. But that's all I've been working for the past week, for the past weekend, past 24 hours, which I'm very excited about and happy about because I love it. But while we're chit-chatting on that, I don't have any hauls because I haven't had time to shop. I'm a bad stitcher, but I do have something that I forgot that I purchased, so I'm gonna open it. It's still in its box. It's from overseas. Let me see. I think it has her address on it, but it's from Purple Rose Embroidery. It's a stitch kit. I purchased this, I want to say like 2 months ago, possibly 3 months ago. Yeah, I purchased this about 2-3 months ago, and I'll tell you why. So one of my biggest issues is, as a person that I don't want to say I've experienced it, but I have a little bit, and I feel like a lot of people have experienced it to some, at least minimal, grain of salt, grain of rice, whatever the saying is, extent. But I'm just jump into it. Long story short, I follow her on Instagram. I've also seen a few of her videos. She does like tutorials and things like that, and kind of like the speed up stitch with me, so it could be like 10 hours of stitching and you'll probably see it in 3 minutes, 2 minutes. So I follow her and I just kind of see her progress all the time. So she stocked, I guess, these kits, and she sells out all the time. So she has to, I guess, do it in batches. So she shares all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool, like, you know, whatever, you know, I love it, I admire it, it's cool. But one day I see that she included a screenshot of someone sending her a nasty email or nasty message, whatever. It was a nasty interaction. And I was like, no. I try to be nice, but if you know me in my real life, I could be mean. You know, I could be snippy, especially given the industry that I come from. Not the healthcare aspect, but the fashion industry. You know, you gotta be snippy, you gotta, you know, claw some eyes out. But I was like, oh, hell no. So I was just like, oh, I'm gonna order from you because so I went ahead and ordered, and I of course sent her a message because you can't kick people when they're down. You have to pick them up. So I'm not sure how much picking up I did, but I sent her a full-on essay about the nasty situation. Show you my hands. The nasty situation, plus also complimenting her and all the other good stuff and whatever. I can't remember what I said, but why are people mean? Why are you mean? Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Just zip it and go somewhere. Like, why? I don't understand, but whatever. I guess this video is on me ranting. And that's what happens when I don't have a to-do list. But whatever. So I purchased this. You guys should check her out. It's called Purple Rose Embroidery. She does a lot of blackwork and a lot of thread painting. Yes, she does a lot of blackwork and a lot of thread painting. So I purchased it. So I literally don't even remember what's in here. But she put a little message. Her little packaging. This is her. I'm not sure if I was supposed to show that, but it's a little sticker. And then look at this situation. A whole thread. All the threads. It's rainbow. She put a needle, a little bit about her business and how to find her and her blog, etc. Her business card. I just want to make sure there's no phone numbers in there. So this is her business card. Don't look at my nail. I'll do them today. Let me scooch over. And then I'll include here with my hidden nail her ways of contacting her. She included some kind of Ada. I don't think this is 14. I'll measure. This may be 18. It's giant for me. This looks like, look at my finger. Okay, this is a better nail. I also cut myself at work. Yay, fun. I scar easily, but that's also possibly something on chocolate skin. But yeah, I don't know. I think this may be, I need to measure it. Let me see. I don't know. She put the instructions in here. But let me see if it's literally, I purchased 3 kits. Okay, hold on. I may have to edit stuff out. I haven't seen this in forever, but let me go on her Instagram with you guys. Let's see. Let me do a screen record. Okay. So, she's awesome, as you can see. But this is what I purchased. It's a pretty rainbow situation. How adorable is that? I'm not sure if I'm going to, but I mean, guys, do you see that? I can whip out Blackwork like there's no tomorrow, but I feel like I could probably whip this out in a week. But you know me, hopefully it's on here. But you know me, I don't stitch on, probably at this point you probably do know me already. I don't stitch on anything bigger than, I don't know, I'm making a stink face about it. Anything bigger than 28, because that's where Save the Stitches is on. And I'm considering, because I put it down because I'm waiting for Lee to start hers so we can do it together. So I may start over, and I think I'm gonna do it on possibly 32 or 36. We'll see, depending on my life decisions. And as I mentioned before, I do have probably like 5 minutes of frogging to do. It's not that bad, but I ain't sure yet. But yeah, you guys should check her out. I'm rambling. You guys should check her out if you're interested in Blackwork. She also does do, as I mentioned, thread painting, which a lot of them are very pretty as well. I can include a photo there. Check it out and support small businesses. LNS, ONS, local needle workshops or local needle shops and online needle shops. Support them because they're part of our community and they're here to support us. So why not return a favor and support them? And a lot of wonderful souls work there. So why not do that? That being said, I don't have much to share aside from this is what I've been up to for the past 24 hours. Yeah. I do know that a few of you guys are interested in seeing my jewelry work, which I would have brought it today. I think I'm gonna have to save, well, obviously because I don't have it, I'm gonna have to save it for the next video because I woke up early to look for it because I have it in the dreadful closet that I have mentioned. Everyone has a dreadful closet, the closet where you just put stuff in there and don't look back. But I have this closet that I haven't touched since I moved into this apartment. And that was 2.5, 3 years ago. But also, all them boxes bring up a lot of memories because I moved in here on a 911 situation that can be saved for later. If you guys want to hear my 911 situation, let me know. Let me drink a little bit of water. It says hubby. Even though I drink, these are like my cups. He don't drink off of them. Well, he drinks off of them and I give him a side eye. But yeah, if you guys want to hear about my 911 situation, let me know. Yeah, so that closet brings up a lot of memories, which I have no problem going into. But when I was going to do it this morning at like 7, I noticed that the stuff that I really want to show you guys is on the bottom bin of everything. And I have like 4 bins in there, taller than me, and I'm 5'9", 5'8.5", without heels. On a heel day, I don't wear heels anymore. I used to wear them every single day, all day, in my previous position. But now, who cares? Yeah, so I need to go in there. And that's like the good stuff. Like there's like 3 pieces that I kept in there. But my jewelry did range from, actually, I did mention that I do have one random picture. I'll try to insert it here, but I'll show you next week. I promise. I swear, I promise. Hold me accountable. Nudge me. Of the finished piece of this photo. But I did a lot of beadwork, a lot of, I don't know if I mentioned, one of my minors in college was jewelry design. So I did a lot of bench work. So I pretty much have my whole bench in my closet. I didn't move with the table itself because, I mean, you can have a bench anywhere. But I have everything minus the propane tanks, the propane and oxygen tanks, because ain't nobody trying to blow up this house. But yeah, but I have a mini torch in my house too. But yeah, so it ranged from a lot of a lot of gold work, silver works. Gold work, silver work. Wow. A lot of why am I blanking? A lot of goldsmithing and silversmithing. Yikes. A lot of that. So I did do a lot of work in gold, a lot of work in silver, and then like my fun stuff was like the beading because it was tiny, and then I kept on getting yelled at because all of my jewelry was tiny, and then my teachers would be like, this is unacceptable. So what I used to do, I used to just make a whole bunch of stuff of like little and then make it into a bigger thing. But yeah, so for example, like it ranges, so it's me, hence why I always wear a lot of jewelry. But for example, this is dirty. First of all, I already know that. But this right here, I made this from scratch, including setting all the stones, which are disgusting. But it's a little garnet and a little diamonds all throughout, and it's the only silver piece that I wear, that I have this on probably 8 years. I've never taken it off. I never take off any of my jewelry. These little studs, baby studs. What else? I probably have so much stuff on me. look, I sleep with all my jewelry that I don't take it off. But for example, this little sapphire situation. So I use the range from tiny to gigantic. I mean, there's probably metal cuffs in there. Like it was I love it. But one of the main reasons why I stopped, to make it as vague and as less finger pointing as possible, how do I say it? Two ways. One is when you, I'm not saying everyone, but I do, because I experienced that. A lot of industries try or do take advantage of people. That being said, a lot of industries, I'm not saying it's the jewelry industry, I'm not saying it's the cross stitch industry, because we all know there's many industries. We'll say a lot of individuals take advantage of people and their creativity. A lot of that happens with younger people, and it also happens with people that are wonderful souls and nice, trusting people. So that being said, I'm gonna really have to dig, because I may do like a little mini quick video, because I also have some drawings that I totally forgot about and it just came up in my head. No, I need to look for it. I'm gonna look for it today after hubby dubs wakes up. But a lot of people take advantage of people, and they take advantage of their creativity, and it's hard to see your work that you came up with, or your ideas, where someone takes it and runs with it, because you may not have the resources, or you may not even be there mentally or at that state of your life to put it out there, and then someone takes it and runs with it, and then you're looking on the outskirts, on the sideline. You know what I mean. You're looking on the sideline of the whole situation, and you're like, but that's mine. That's my baby. I made that. And a dose of music. So it's tough. So for me, I did experience that, but it's very interesting, because I do believe in karma. And for me, the karma came full circle. I didn't do it. I ain't do nothing wrong. I ain't do nothing wrong. But I was privileged or blessed. I was blessed to see the other people's karma on what you do when you take advantage of people, whether because they're naive, they're young, don't have the economic resources, or whatever the case may be is. Whatever, I'm rambling. But yes, I stopped making jewelry a few years ago, quite some time ago, because I really didn't want to be in that situation. And then on the flip side, it got to the point where, I mean, I still do, like, I can produce jewelry for other people, because, sometimes we have people that just design and look for individuals to just produce their idea, which is great as long as you did it yourself. But yeah, that's my take on that. So that being said, don't copy people. Give people the credit where it belongs, and be fair. Be a fair human, because karma. I'm a true believer in what you do here on this planet Earth, before we go, you gotta pay it here. You gotta pay your dues before you go. That's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. But I do need to look for some of my stuff, because some of you guys have shown some interest, which I'm excited about. I haven't dug that part of my life up in years. So we'll see how that goes. You guys let me know. I'll probably just put it in a separate video because it may be boring. It may be boring, who knows? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm done rambling. I've been here for 50 minutes, which is insane. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy that everyone, if you made it all the way to the end, I'm happy that you made it all the way to the end. But also, I'm just happy and blessed to be around so many beautiful souls, even if it's virtually, to just learn off of you guys, learn basic tricks and tips, and even learn about you. And I'm grateful that each and every single one of you are giving us the opportunity to, come into your home, wherever it is. I mean, sometimes you see this, sometimes you see a black background, so it's special. So thank you if you made it all the way to the end. Sorry about the ramble. I don't know if I'm really sorry, but sorry if it bored you. You're almost, I'm guessing you're basically gone if I did ramble. But yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me again. And, I'm grateful for everyone that keeps on coming back and keeps on listening to me. So with that being said, I'm gonna skedaddle and continue stitching this puppy. Or I may go back into my squares situation because I haven't touched it and I was making a lot of progress on it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I hope everyone enjoys their holiday. Bye.